Chris, congratulations. Pretty epic way of doing it at the end. All three courses on the desert swing in on par fives. I'm just wondering, as a player, do you like that? Because obviously that puts you in a situation where you could hit the hero shot, and then of course there have been more than a few guys that have done quite the opposite, especially here over the years. If you could just sort of talk about the risk reward of ending with those types of holes.
Well, luckily for me, I think the tee was moved up about 40 yards on Sunday, so I don't think I'd hit a 3-wood as close as I hit my 6th iron. So that was a nice break. But yeah, I mean, obviously the 18th here has seen a few good finishes over the years. Any finishing hole with a bit of water makes it a bit interesting. So yeah, it definitely makes for a more exciting finish, I think, with a par 5 to end.
Chris, of all the big tournaments that you said you watched on television last year and didn't play, which one are you really looking forward to playing this year?
Well, I'm sort of right on the edge of getting into the majors now. I played in the Masters in 2010, didn't do my best, was overruled by the whole thing, I think. But obviously that's the one everyone watches when they're young, when they're 5 and all the way up through junior golf. And first major of the season, and everything about Augusta is the one everyone wants to play in. So and that's the one on the horizon at the moment. So that'll be the first aim, to try and get into that.
Does that give you an extra bit of motivation this week?
Definitely. Obviously we've got another good field this week, so there's more ranking points available. So and obviously at the moment I'm in the match play in a couple of weeks' time, so a solid week here and that would cement my place in that. So that's more motivation to not want to relax. Not that I want to, but I'm desperate to be getting into these big events now that they're within touching distance.
Chris, congratulations. Your two fantastic performances at the Open, first as an amateur and your first year as a pro, did that actually end up as a millstone around your neck for the first few years as a professional, or did it actually inspire you, make you realise you could play at this level?
I think it gave me the opportunity to get into a couple of majors after that. I mean, like the Masters one, the finish at Turnberry got me into the Masters for the following year. Played a couple of US PGAs and played the match play, and obviously 3 Opens or 4 Opens, and so I've got what I feel a little bit of experience behind me already, just off the back of what I did in the Open. So I think that could only be good for me getting back into these events, hopefully this year and in the next few years.
Did you find it difficult to live up to that, though, the expectations that were immediately on your shoulders?
Probably. I think I struggled to deal with all of a sudden playing a weekend practice round at Augusta with Lee Westwood, and then all of a sudden I'm playing in these big events that I've watched, and I'm playing alongside the players that I've watched. But because your first year you're not really playing in all of the events that all the big names are playing in. You're just trying to get your card basically for the following year, and I was sort of thrown in straight into the couple of majors, and but what a great experience to have in your first sort of year as a pro.
Coming down the stretch, as you said, you weren't maybe noticing the leaderboard so much, but I mean, Garcia obviously was one of the ones pushing hard, and someone probably who you watched over the years. I mean, what was that like? And I mean, during the week, did you see much of his playing? Obviously, he seems to be coming back in form.
Yeah, well, when I was a junior, and I used to keep a notebook. I took notes of every lesson that I had with my coach, Paul. And I had 2 players stuck on the front and the back of the book, and one was Tiger and one was Garcia. And I remember watching him at the Belfry in 2002 at the Ryder Cup. Went to watch that. He was pretty much one of my idols at the time. I was watching him on the putting green and just wishing, hopefully one day that would be me. And to make it 3 down the last and beat him by 1 is nice.
Chris, have you ever told him that story? Does he know that?
No, I don't know him that well. Obviously, we've not really played in the same sort of schedules, but I'd known to say hello to, but I think I'd be too embarrassed to tell him that.
You would be more than a couple of hours when he's on you.
Are you going to reward yourself in any way?
Well, hopefully reward myself by getting into the World Golf Championships. That's all I'm playing for. I just want to be in those big events, and now I know I can win in some real top quality fields, and I just want to see my world ranking move up and up. And I'm not one to
Car or anything like that?
I do like my cars, but I'm saving up for a special one, so sort of waiting for that to come, till I feel I deserve it.
Can I just ask